Fazla and Jaren's podcast, the podcast that talks about Doctor Who and Star Wars, hosted by Leigh. Welcome and hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Welcome, I'm Leigh and welcome back to the Fazla and Jaren's podcast, Doctor Who and Star Wars featured in one. Once again, I'm here to talk to you about Module 3. You all know it's my favourite series of all time. Last year, I did a tribute to my favourite Doctor of all time. And this time, it's time for a tribute to someone a few months ago last year I wasn't expecting to do a tribute for. It's the Mandalorian warrior Paz Vizla. His story is one of the talking points from last year. And I want to give him a good tribute and share the love for our favourite judgy Mandalorian. Let's begin the tribute. Mandalorian fans know Paz for being judgy and prejudiced towards non-tribe members. We all dislike the guy for his treatment of Din Djarin. However, once Jaren and Bo-Katan Kryze saved his son Ragnar Vizla, his ways slowly began to change. And yes, Mr. Judgy became Mr. Generosity. He also changed my thoughts. I was still a bit unsure, and I started to become very interested in what he was going to be doing going forward. He still had his moments like Mistress Bo when she removes the helmet on the armor's wishes and fights axe wolves because of a game and they're just not having each other's moves. It's important to see the differences between all these Mandalorian factions. Paz was a master at weaponry. One of his favourite weapons was his machine gun, and he used it on multiple occasions. The only time he didn't use it was when his son Ragnar was captured by this creature and didn't want to use it in case his son perished in the attempt. Luckily he didn't. He did something different and Ragnar managed to get out unharmed. When he is using his weapon, he's such a badass, and that's why he's so iconic. Paz would never hesitate to save his fellow Mandalorians. One of those occasions was on Navarro when he rescued Din Djarin and Din Grogu from bounty hunters. It is one of those moments where Mr. Judgy comes to the rescue, regardless if they disagreed or had a issue. Paz showed that he had a heart. He was knowledgeable on the Darksaber and was jealous of Djarin possessing it back on Glover's Ringworld, and they had this fight. This was because he was related to Paz Vizla. The Darksaber for me is the most controversial object. I still don't understand who owns it from what they've done in the animations. It's still an important moment to show that Mandalorians have attachments to items, especially if it's in their own flesh and blood. I think the biggest change is when he had that speech and offered to help save Navarro from the pirates and managed to get a lot of Mandalorians on side. That is still one of the most iconic moments ever, and I really love Paz for coming out and changing his ways there. I want to share some of my personal favourite scenes of Paz Vizla. So I'm going to start with the scene where he appreciates Jaren's help after he saves Ragnar from this creature. This starts a friendship between them and starts Paz's breakthrough to respecting other Mandalorians. Going back to what I said earlier, the scene where he speaks in the convent, where he originally, it looks like he's against Jaren's petition, but then he changes tune and shows his Mandalorian loyalty. I think it's a shocking moment. I think it's a surprising moment because it just shows he's now starting to act like a better person. That fight with Axe Wolves, oh yes. Well, I gotta talk about that. Two men being childish, which demonstrates the differences that the two sides are trying to get over. And I'm gonna actually share that quote later on. Speaking of that situation, Din Grogu breaks up this fight, and later on, Axe and Paz help Grogu, and it's a beautiful moment because they get him off the ship that's been destroyed, and Grogu's actions once again have these good consequences, and this time affecting the toughest Mandalorians and making them work together to help him out. That is the way. going back to another scene I said earlier, Paz commenting that Bo-Katan is not wearing a helmet. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, our boy gets him out of Georgia territory. I know it takes time with Paz, but I like the fact that he starts to learn things. The last moment I want to talk about is his sacrifice. Okay. Keep it together. He defeats a group of Mando commandos, but succumbs to the tough Praetorian guards. It is sad, but the fact he gave his life to help the Mandalorians escape and gave Bo-Katan time to plan another attack, and Grogu to save his dad who had been captured. That's why his death is so important. He died a hero and helped the Mandalorians get their planet back. What a guy. I want to finish with some of my favourite quotes from our boy. This is the way. Submit or fight. And of course, the scene I was talking about earlier. Brace yourself, my friends. I was there on Navarro that night. I fought against Grief Parker and his hunters. I saw my brothers and sisters fall at the hands of the Imperial butchers that hunt us in the sewers. I saw many die to save the life of this one tiny foundling. And now, we are asked to sacrifice yet again. The question we should be asking ourselves is why? Why should we lay our lives down yet again? Because we are Mandalorians. I have had my disagreements with this man, but he risked his life to save my son. And Bo-Katan did not give up on my child's life, even when the rest of us did. These two are asking us to take up arms in the name of a brighter future. And I, for one, will take up arms to fight by their side. This is the way. That is such a treat. What a treat. That is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed my tribute to Paz Vizla. Thank you, Paz, for being a legendary character. If you like what I do, please like this episode, click the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications because there's some fantastic stuff on the way, and I'll be doing more of these tributes as well. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to Phasma and Jarens. Please get in touch at Phasma22 on social media. If you love anything I do, please subscribe to the Phasma and Jarens YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and Jarens